As I climb the gospel ladder, always heeding every sign, I know my Savior's with me, He's teaching me to climb. Every day that I'm climbing, there's a battle for me. Every step on the ladder is another victory. They're holding up the ladder that I'm climbing on.
This is Arnold. I'm at Arnold's Way. I have a mission. My goal is no disease in this world. What I'm doing every single month, well, right now I have two focuses. Number one, to stop autism. I give myself 17 days to stop it. That's how it works. This says September 16th. I plan on having a big event, anywhere from 50 to 100 people, which means my goal is to change Lansdale. But the way I do this is by giving classes. My next event, you can all go inside. Actually, well, my next event is this event right here. I'm going to have 30 women. They're going to be with 30 days. I'm going to feed them every single day. I'm giving a meal every single day. Green smoothie every single day. The cost is free. Which means they pay me $99. At the end of the month, I give them their money back. The reason why I'm doing this is I want this to be a no-brainer. People don't have to think twice. Which means the more and more people get involved with raw food, they'll see that's an option. Which means, in my opinion, there should be no disease in this world. Try to relax. Every disease, in my opinion, for the most part, you see great improvement by changing the raw food diet, right?
50 years ago, autism was rare. Identified in
1 in 10,000, by the way.
Identified in only 1 in 10,000 children. Rates began to creep up in the early 1980s, with the disorder appearing in about 1 in 5,000. By 2007, however, autism affected 1 in every 150 children. And today, 1 in 88 American children and 1 in 54 boys have an autism spectrum disorder. That's a stunning 78% increase in just 5 years. These statistics, which were released in 2012 by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, are terrifying. If current growth curves hold steady, autistic children will soon outnumber healthy children. Unless something is done to reverse this insidious trend, virtually all male children will be diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder by 2032, followed by all girls in 2041.
Hi, I'm Rachel from Chalfont, Pennsylvania, and I have a story about my son Colby. When he was 3 years old, he was diagnosed with autism, and he was actually diagnosed by 4 different doctors. I put him on a typical diet that every American kid eats. We tried to eat healthy, but he would still eat just the normal foods like pastas and cooked foods, and he had very high highs and low lows. So he would either run around like a crazy boy, flapping his hands and making all kinds of animal noises and being silly, or he'd hide under his desk with his head down and rarely make eye contact and didn't socialize normally. When he was very young, he had Kawasaki's disease, and he was hospitalized for it, and he also had bad asthma, and they told me he was at high risk for the flu, so they had given him a flu shot. Prior to the flu shot, he would say hi and bye to everybody that walked by at 18 months old, very social, would look people in the eyes. After he had the flu shot, we had found out that that particular year it was the highest toxicity of thimerosal that they had put in a vaccine. And they had actually recalled it, but they were using up what was left of it before they figured they'd use it up rather than pull it off the shelves. But he had a high dose of thimerosal. As a result, when he had the metabolic testing, he had heavy metals, a lot of heavy metals in his system. And after that flu shot, that's when we noticed that he had started to withdraw, and that's when he didn't make eye contact. If somebody spoke to him, this was a very social boy. If somebody spoke to him, he would put his head down and he would cry, because he just could not react socially. He couldn't work the way other kids worked. And from talking to other parents of autistic kids, I did my research and I went and had metabolic testing done for him. And we started with that to get all the levels in his body checked out. After that, we proceeded to change his diet. And I didn't really know what I was doing at first, but a few changes, he started getting better. And then we had him allergy tested. And once I learned what to do with his diet properly, it was as if you took this sick boy and turned him inside out and gave me a perfectly healthy boy. They told me he'd never do organized sports and activities. And now at 13 years old, I'm going to cry, he's a nationally ranked gymnast, outstanding athlete, perfectly neurotypical, healthy 13-year-old boy. And I credit it all to his dietary changes, to getting educated about nutrition. And there's just so many kids out there that are autistic and on the spectrum. And there's help out there. Gut flora has everything to do with an opiate effect on the brain. And we caught it early enough in order to make a difference. And thank God I pulled him out of the clutches of autism, and you can do it too.
Today is Sunday, August 30th. I decided to make an important decision. Everything we do here is make-believe. Everything is here is something I don't believe in, but I want to think what's in the consumer's mind when he goes to his pharmacist and gets the flu vaccine. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to make believe I'm a regular person, walk up to the pharmacist, but I'm going to ask one little question. You know what that is? What's in it? Okay, here I am. Knock, knock. Pharmacist there. Yay. Hello.
Hey.
You know what?
Banana guy from
I am
across
the
the
banana
street,
guy.
right?
And I want to make, everything is make-believe. What I want to do is get a vaccine. Before I get a vaccine, and I'm thinking about, I see advertisements all over the place. I see it in the streets, I see it in the stores, I see it on TV, I see everyone doing it. I want to ask one simple question before I do it. One simple question. You know what that is?
What is it?
You know, it bothers me. It bothers me in the morning. It bothers me at nighttime. It bothers me in the evening. It bothers me when I see all these people walking around getting vaccine shots. Because I understand what's going on. I want to ask this, in your professional opinion, what's in a vaccine?
Oh.
Has anybody ever asked you what's in a vaccine?
No one's ever asked.
No one's ever asked. Are you serious?
No one.
Are you serious? No one.
20 years.
20 years.
I've been
No one
doing
has
this,
ever
Arnold.
asked you.
20 years.
20 years. I can't believe
I've
it.
never had that customer come up to me. I just write scripts. That's what I do.
That's what you do.
Just give them medicine.
I mean, if you look at this food item, what's in it? It tells you what's in it, right? You go this, what's in it? You go this, what's in it? It tells you everywhere. I can't believe that no one's ever asked you in 20 years.
You know
Can't believe
what?
it.
Let me.
Get it. Get it. I want to know.
I do have this piece of paper.
Oh, you have a
right
piece of
here.
paper? Whoa, we are
Actually,
so lucky.
Here's all the ingredients.
All the ingredients.
I guess
that means if I took this vaccine, I'm going to be healthy.
Yes, as a doctor, yes.
As a doctor, which means anything in that ingredient my body wants. Because you have millions and millions of people taking it. That means I need to take a vaccine shot. Unquestionably, that's because everything in there is what my body wants. Okay, I want to know what's in it.
To be honest.
Be honest.
High education.
High education.
I can't even pronounce half these words.
I can't pronounce it. Nothing easy? There's nothing easy? Where does it come from? What's the document from?
Man.
Where's it from? You know what it says? Where's it from?
No.
You have no idea where it's from.
It says DTAP.
DTAP.
It's a vaccine.
I got asked what my body wants or not. Do you think my body wants DTAP?
You know what? I've never heard of it.
You never heard of it? Are you serious? No one's ever asked you, then you tell me what's in it.
Nope.
Okay, what else? Not to put you on the spot. Anybody out there, you have to ask what's in a vaccine.
Yep.
You have to ask. And more like the pharmacist, you know what they're going to say?
Exactly what I just said.
No one's ever asked me.
Yep.
Anything else?
That's all I got for you.
Anyway, this is live from Arnold's Way. Ask your pharmacist what's in a vaccine. Ask your doctor what's in a vaccine. Ask any place you can go what's in a vaccine. Because you'll never know. You may find out the truth and then change your mind. Bye.
Everything that I've read about vaccines tells me that, first of all, let me back that up.
Back that up.
I'm really concerned and concerned about what I put into my body. And I like to know where it comes from, what's in it. And I have a young daughter who I treat the same way. I don't blindly follow any rules or regulations or misinformation. I do my own research, find out what works for me, what works for my daughter, what works for my wife, and that's how we proceed. So there's a lot of pressure in elementary school for children to be vaccinated. And my wife and I have different opinions when it comes to vaccinations. My wife likes to put her faith in the medical profession and listen to them and make their recommendations understood as law. Whereas me, I do my research, want to find out what's in it, what the side effects are, because I've always had side effects from man-made medicine since I was a small child. So I'm really concerned about whether or not my daughter reacts the same way to it. So I told my wife I don't want my daughter to get any vaccinations. So we do some more research. Came home from work one night. My daughter was vaccinated. That evening, my daughter was running close to 104.5, 105 fever. Burning up, had no strength to even lift her hand or her head off the pillow, was becoming dehydrated. My wife wanted to call the doctor, and I'm like, forget that. I grabbed my daughter, we rushed her to the hospital. Now we're talking a small child. At the time, she was probably about 6 years old. So this is 3 years ago. And this small child's body consumed 2 IV bags to hydrate her. I mean, that's how dehydrated she was and how hot her temperature was. And this was all brought on as a side effect and a reaction to the vaccine that was put into her system. So after that scare occurred, my wife...
Did medical say anything about that? You said it was an accident?
They give you these old thing where there's a small percentage of people that react this way, okay? And they talk in all these technical terms and they talk about percentages. But the fact of the matter is, I don't care if there's 1%. That 1% is somebody's child. And in this instance, it was mine.
And what kind of vaccine was this?
It was, I'm trying to remember. I forget off the top of my head. But it was one of the required vaccines that she had to have for being admitted to an elementary school. And so that pretty much determined the fact that I now understand that my daughter has reactions to medicines and man-made medicines just like I do. So I'm really careful about moving forward, whatever. And from that moment forward, my daughter doesn't get any more vaccines.
And what do you say to the school, by the way?
I'm choosing not to vaccinate her. That's my personal right. I mean, there's no law. There's no law that says that I have to vaccinate my child.
There's no law.
There's no law in the state or at a federal level that mandates that I must vaccinate my child. It's a personal choice that is projected and explained as it is a law. That's the image that it's portrayed.
There's no law.
But there's nothing written that requires me to vaccinate my children.
Right.
So
unless you're required by a job.
And even then.
Even then, what?
It's a personal choice.
Personal choice, unless you get fired. Joey, you get fired if you don't take a vaccine shot. You want to say something?
And then I'll work here.
What?
And then I'll come work for you.
Yeah, is that what you said? You were required.
Your boss will fire you?
You were required.
We're required to have an annual PPD.
What happens if you don't get it?
You don't work.
You don't work. And did you want to take a vaccine?
Pardon?
You didn't want to take it, did you?
I don't want to, but I did.
You did. Anyway, this is
2 months late.
2 months late.
I tried to delay it as
Try
much
to
as
delay
I
it as long as you can. Anyway, this is live from Arnold's Way. Anything else you want to say?
No, I appreciate all the work Arnold's doing. I support him in every way, shape, and form that I can. The word needs to get out there. People need to realize how dangerous these vaccines are, and they're being sold under the guise that they're going to be helping their children, but they're actually hurting. Our generations and generations of children to come are being destroyed by these.
Blue one? Blue what?
Blue one, SUV.
So, live from Arnold's Way, raw food capital of the world.
Okay.
See you, sir. Bye.
Yay.